Stairways can be a tricky thing, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. A mistake along the way can be a big deal. But my friends, I'm here to tell you that stairways are a project that any do-it-yourselfer can take on with confidence. With some careful planning, and some measurement accuracy, some attention to detail, and some basic knowledge of what lies ahead. Anyone can get it done, step by step. Welcome to the Rundown Reborn channel. With this house, I'm faced with a bit of a design challenge. The stairway to the upstairs is buried in the back corner of the house, and it's very steep and very narrow. The bottom of the stairs is a tight spiral that's really easy to fall on, and none of the steps are up to current building codes. Now I want to connect the stairs to the main part of the house while opening up visually and making it feel wider. The demolition is well behind me, and now it's time to construct a new code-compliant stairs right on top of the old one.
Now was to just go off of my top tread here at the top and run a level line right across here, so I can make sure I get each step at the correct height as I come down. So now that is where the top of my first tread is going to lie. Oh, it's looking pretty good. We have a nice square front face to put a riser panel on. Now, let's look into getting ourselves a tread platform. Okay, for this next part, I've got a bottom plate here. I'm basically going to build a short knee wall to support the front edge of this tread. Now what I've already pre-assembled is I've got my cut tread. This is the width of the stairs and 9 inches deep exactly. Then what I did was, using a scrap piece of drywall, I just placed that along the here, set my blocking on that, and then screwed it in from the side. So now I can set this in place just like this. Now I can set my level here. I've also got a speed square here I can use. And we want to get that as square as we can. So it looks like we're okay. What I'm going to do is go ahead and anchor the back in with some long screws here. Start one here. All right. I'm going to set that back in there. fasten that down onto that plate we've already put in place. Do one over here. Okay, the back is secured. Well, obviously I don't want to step on that. That's not supported yet. So we're going to set our level on here and just kind of work this into position. That looks pretty good there. Looking almost there. It's pretty close. A little high over here. We'll get there. All right. So I've already got this set up to the correct height from the back. If I set that on the tread below, basically we're looking pretty good there. And that combined with this, we pretty much have a square tread. So what I need to do now is set this bottom plate into place here so that the front is flush with that top plate I've already got into position. And let's see here. It's not setting back. It's not letting me set back because those stringer are in the way. So I'm just going to notch this out a little bit. Not a big deal, so that I can get that exactly where I want it. That's pretty good. So as you can see, I just basically cut some grooves in that, and I'm just going to bust those grooves out. Just whittle that out. Now my board's an 1/8 inch thinner. All right, so we've got this board. It's sitting in there flat, and I'm going to use this square here, and I want to get that positioned so that it's right in line with the one above. So that's a mark right there. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and build right on top of this old stairway. It just gives a little bit more rigidity and a nice nailing platform to go ahead and set this weight down onto. Go ahead and put a screw in to hold that in down. Now that end won't move now. Looking nice and square there. So I want to get this end in square. And I'm going to screw right here at the end where I know that that riser blocking is in place. Give me a little extra meat to screw into and anchor onto. There. That works. Now the next step is I need to cut some cripple studs in here. So I'm going to take some measurements and cut myself 3 cripple studs. We'll go ahead and toe screw into the bottom plate. It'll be bearing down. That'll just keep it from moving. And then we'll put a couple of top screws right in through everything on down in and use these long screws to anchor that down into. So that will support the front edge. Shouldn't move at all. All right, I've got my 3 cripple blocks here. Just want to get these into here. There we go. Tap that back. One in the center here. One on this end. Okay, I'm going to put that one right there. That one right here in the middle. Let's get this one over at the edge. Now why I went with 1/2 inch reveal here is I've got so much 1/2 inch sheet scrap laying around. I'm going to go ahead and do my risers in 1/2 inch. I'm still going to have a finish board on front. There's less need for structural rigidity here, so 1/2 inch is perfectly fine. I'm just going to use 1/2 inch on these, but go ahead with the thick stuff on the treads so that's good and stiff. So these aren't going to work. I've got 2.5 inch screws here. I got to run to the lumber yard and get me some longer screws to get those in. I can go ahead and use these though for the toenails, so I'll go ahead and get them locked in position. really good there. Once I get that front plate on, I've got one step done, 9 to go. Well, I'm halfway down the stairs and my day's about wrapped up, but I'm checking my depth. I'm only a 1/4 inch off after halfway down. So, I mean, that's not too bad considering all. I mean, this is a crooked stairway and we'll make it up. 1/4 inch, we're not going to feel that. I mean, we're talking about a 1/16 inch per tread. So overall, I'm right on the money as far as I'm concerned. That concludes that soffit here. I needed to be able to frame around this air conditioning line. So it was out in front of the stud. There wasn't much I could do about it. So what I did was I basically brought a wall out in front of that so that that curve could happen above and behind the drywall. And then that comes down and basically lines up with the ceiling at the bottom of the stairs here. So hopefully we're going to be okay on head clearance. I'm at the basically the last step point right here. It's a little tight, but I think it'll be okay. Not much okay, I changed my mind. I ended up going ahead and putting an angled soffit on here. I felt it was just going to be too tight. So now there's plenty of headroom to go ahead and get down on that last step. So now I'm really happy with it. that's the last step. I think I've got it knocked out. Hey Eddie, you want to try it out?
Yeah.
All right, give it a shot. See if it works.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.